Today, we've had Mr. Blue Smurf Man, Ikea Waikey, is gone, right? Obviously, I'm pretty sad for. However, I can't say that I'm too sad as everyone else because I've known of this, right? I want to preface this by saying that everything I'm gonna say, I have talked to the boy about, right? Anything I said on Twitter, anything I say on the stream is stuff I got pre-approved by him, okay? So I don't want to fucking hear shit like, I can't believe saying this for him or shit like that. I asked all this. We talk, okay? I talked to him twice in the past 2 weeks about this situation specifically, okay? And I've talked to him over the course of, since we met in Japan, and then throughout those months up until now, right? So I don't want to hear shit, and people twist my shit and fucking blame me or say some dumb shit, okay? Because if anyone knows anything, it's fucking me, because I've been talking to him about it for ages, right? I only found out about how soon everything would be pushed very late, right? Which is why I stayed up, because I wanted to tweet about it, because I knew, like, very, like, sudden, I was like, oh, okay, it's happening, like, now, I'll just stay up, and then I'll tweet about it, and then I can, like, give some sort of closure, right? On Twitter. Which I did on my alt account for the closure. And then I did the tweet on my main, which got pretty bad backlash. Honestly, I understand why, right? I got backlash on this tweet because, one, people think I'm clout chasing. I've talked to this man more than anyone, okay? I've been giving you updates on his well-being when he's not been here, okay? Because I'm his friend, and we talk, and he knows that our communities are very tight-knit. We know together, which is also why I discussed with him, we discussed together about, you know, what I should or shouldn't say. Because, obviously, he doesn't want to be online right now. He doesn't want to be online at all. He said it in his message, right? He wants to stay away from online, which means he's not tweeting stuff, and he's not saying stuff. It's just the announcement, and then that's it. So everyone's left in the dark, right? So that's why we were talking, and we're like, okay, we need to decide what you want to say or what you don't want to say, and I'll just, like, give a gist of it, but I don't want to say anything more than necessary because it's not for me to say. It's him to say, right? If he ever wanted to say more, that's up to him. I don't want to air everyone's stuff out, you know what I mean? Especially when he's my friend, right? That picture of Freeran hanging, which I put because I feel like I want to hang myself, which, by the way, there is other tweets of other people saying that, like, memes that they want to kill themselves, but apparently that's fine. But me is not fine. But okay, I get it, because that his message was talking about his mental health. Now, here's the thing. I didn't know that he was going to schedule his tweet or whatever at the same time as the announcement. I was only told about the announcement that was going to go out, okay? I didn't know that his personal message was going to happen straight away. I thought it was going to be when he wakes up later, right? Because they were both scheduled for this time specifically, you know? And because of that, I didn't know that he was going to actually, like, put a lot of extra stuff into the message. You know what I mean? I thought that he was just going to say, like, his thank yous and then go, right? Because that's what I was, like, knowledged about. That's what I knew. And so, I tweeted the fucking hanging Freeran image because I was like, I want to fucking die, right? And then people were like, whoa, that's really bad because he talked about his mental health, bruh, and you just put an image of killing yourself, bruh. Dude, it was like the most unfortunate series of events in the world, bro. And I, low-key, flipped out. I mean, I haven't slept since then. I am literally running on zero sleep because I got a bunch of backlash for it, even though, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. But the timing sucked ass, made me look worse, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then. But whatever. You know what? it's honestly fine because people probably need something to hate. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. If you want me to be the villain, then let me be the villain. Whatever, right? It's easier to hate on someone than to, you know, deal with the grief without any negative emotions at all. Like, if you're feeling down, you're gonna lash out, right? Bad timing, but I knew you'd never joke about your friend's health that way. Obviously, bro! Fucking obviously! Dude, and also the thing is, I don't want to say too much that isn't... I asked him, right? I asked him many, many times. I said, dude, like, you're depressed and shit. I want you to do the right thing for yourself, and I don't want you to fucking kill yourself or something. And he reassured me, which obviously no one else knows, right? But he reassured me many, many times, no, it's nothing like that. I don't want to kill myself. You don't have to worry about that. And he said that to me. So in my head, with all this knowledge, right, from that, I already knew it wasn't that. So when I post that, even if I, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, even with that, I had the assumption that, oh, it wouldn't be that anyway, because I already asked him many times. I constantly asked him with every single call, and I was like, bro, you better fucking not do anything. He's like, no, it's nothing like that. And he reassured me many times. But obviously, no fans would know that because you haven't been in a conversation with him. I have, right? So obviously, I don't blame the fans for getting mad or anything like that, because, I mean, you don't know, right? You wouldn't have known. There's no way you wouldn't have known. I just don't want there to be this type of speculation. He's not joining VShojo, okay? There's no VShojo shit, right? If he was, I wouldn't even mention this fact because no one has said it, right? But he's not joining VShojo. But I know some fucking person is gonna be like, wait a second. The only person he told about this was Kuro, and he's in VShojo. And he left, and Kuro left the same company, and now he's in VShojo. And two other people left the company, and they're also in VShojo. Well. It's not that, okay? Like, I know it was very, very abrupt, right? For a lot of people, obviously, because everything's gone in one go. I was also in a situation where I wanted to delete VODs, but then it got stopped because I made like a bet with my chat, right? With the music video. Everyone knows that, right? But I also felt similar. And a lot of things that he feels that I've talked about, I felt very similar, which I think is a big reason why he even confided in me a lot during this time. His situation is different because he's not the same as me. He's a different person. I'm not going to get into his reasons, okay, for leaving, because that's up to him, and I already discussed this with him. I'm not going to do any of that, right? Just know that he didn't do this just randomly. This has been a long time coming, okay? He's been thinking about this for a long time, and not just in the company, but before the company, okay? It's not just the company. It's before the company. This is a actual, like, himself thing, okay? And it's been that way for a long time. So it has been a long time coming. And obviously, like I said, I'm not saying the reason, so don't ask, because I'm not saying, it's not for me to say, and I have to keep confirming this because I know someone will clip only, like, certain parts and then leave out the part where I'm saying I got told that I can say stuff, right? So I'm just trying to say it in between so then at least it will get heard in one of the clips, right? I was on the side of, dude, if you think this is right and you really, like, truly think this, then you can always, like, maybe down the line you could come back later. But then he shut it down and he was like, I don't even want to think about the later. I just want to like disappear for a while, or for how long, however long he needs, you know, and just, you know, live, right? That's all. So, and honestly, can you blame him for that? No, right? I feel like if you've known the stuff I knew about him, then you would feel even more inclined to agree with him that he definitely needs to just chill, okay? And I know you could say, well, then why not just go on, like, a hiatus, you know? That's a whole nother can of worms, stuff that I'm not even, like, gonna touch on at all, you know? Because, again, that's his shit to say, not me, right? Whatever he wants to say about how, or the reasonings for why. I do know the reasons why, but it's not for me to say. In any case, He is okay physically, okay? Mentally, not so much. But, you know, people are there for him. You know, I'm gonna be checking in on him, like, constantly throughout the next week, like, just messaging, checking in. So, someone is definitely going to be checking in, because I know I am going to be, right? Even if he doesn't respond, even if he's not online, I'm still gonna message. Because, you know, when he does check, eventually, if he does, then there we are then, right? He gets to see a lot of positivity, you know? So just know there is someone that is reaching out to him constantly during this time anyway, all right? He's not alone. I don't want people to just blame it on something or someone, right? I don't think that it needs to be blamed on something or someone. Not until you hear his own side, if he ever decides to say something about it, right? Because otherwise, like, I feel like speculation causes frustration in this community. You know what I mean? Especially at times like this. And, you know, even though there's always more to the story, the bottom line of this story is that he wanted to stop doing shit, and so he did. Even though there was a lot of drastic measures, like deleting the VODs instantly, everything's gone instantly, but it's what he wanted. And if that, to me, is what he needs to still, you know, live on Earth or whatever. Like, I said he didn't say anything like that, but in my mind, even though he said that, I still feel a little, ooh, I'm scared. But, you know, just to live comfortably and live happily and all that, if that's what he needs to do, then fucking, I'd rather him be around, be happy, and just, like, vanish like that from the internet than not, you know, than vanish IRL completely, like, as a human, or vanish, or continue to go, and then, like, his actual personality vanishes because he's so, you know, he's so getting, like, messed up, right? Like, I'd rather not see him as the shell of what he once was, such as myself! I'd rather not see that, you know? So that's why, you know, I even though it's sad, and I think everyone should grieve about it, for me personally, I don't sound like I'm sad, right? Because, obviously, I've known a lot more stuff, and I also agree with him. I agree with all of the points he told me. I agree with, like, his decision-making towards this, and the amount of time he took. I even told him to think about it. You know, I didn't say, like, well, yeah, just fucking follow your heart for it. I was like, no, you should think over the months. It's been months, it's been many, and that's still his decision, right? So, why didn't anyone else know? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just... I mean, I had the most similar past experiences as him, right? But he has, like, obviously his path diverged in another direction than mine, but it kind of had somewhat similar stuff, right? So, you know, maybe he thought, hey, this might be the best person to reach out to. Will he come back ever? So I had discussions with him about it. I said, you should take 6 months to just not even fucking look at anything. Like, just live your life the way that you're saying you want to live it, right? For the 6 months. After that, if you still feel the same way, then just continue, right? If you feel like you want to come back at any point, everyone will be here. Everyone will be here with open arms. Like, you're not going to be forgotten, right? That's what I told him. And he was very insistent on that, like, he wants to do this. But I did say, like, dude, just focus on these 6 months, right? Like, just really focus on them. And just see if that's what you want, right? But just, you know, 6 months is a long time, but it's not like you'll be forgotten in 6 months. You know what I mean? Especially with the community that he built for 2 years, right? It's just not gonna happen. It's just not. We still have connections to others or you. I mean, I'm still gonna message him. He said he wants to take a lot of time away from all of, like, internet stuff, right? Including Discord. So whenever he decides to look on Discord one day, that's when I'll just call him again. But I'm still gonna message him, just for that sake. I highly doubt that I'm gonna get any message back for like the next week or two, because you know he's definitely very serious about it. You know, he's very serious that he wants this. I can't stress that enough. Like he wants to just let stuff settle and, you know, move his mental forwards, right? So, will he continue making music, like, even privately? He said, I don't know about that, but he did say that he hasn't touched guitar in a long time, and he really wants to, like, pick it up again. So, maybe, I don't know. Please tell me you gave him a big hug when you last met. Oh, yeah. Dude, when we were saying our goodbyes on the second time, we were, like, outside the train station, and we had, like, at least 5-second hug. I guess that doesn't sound like it's that long. I feel like 5 seconds is quite a long hug. It was, like, a big hug. The thing is, I can process stuff differently to everyone because I am the knower of things. Like, people tell me stuff, right? So I've known of stuff for a while. You know what I'm saying? If there's a chance you plan on meeting him again in the future IRL. Oh, yeah, of course. Dude, of course. If anything, we can meet IRL easier now. No graduation stream? Yeah, he didn't want to do that. Like, again, it sucks because obviously as a fan, that's like, you can't even say goodbye properly, right? But if I just want you to, or anyone that hears this, to just keep in mind that there is thought behind why he's done these things. You know what I mean? It's not like he didn't do it to be selfish. There is stuff that I'm not saying that maybe he'll say one day, maybe he won't, that are like core to the reasonings why he does these things. Okay? So it's not just, no, it's not anything to do with the corpo at all. It's not that. Like that's not, I mean, obviously that's part of it, but like that's not the, there's more to him than just, oh, let's blame it on the corpo. You think he was happy in the company? Yes and no. I mean, obviously if he's leaving, then there's reasons, right? But like, everyone has their ups and downs in any job you're in, right? There's always the ups and the downs. I had a lot of downs that I've never said publicly, right? Because I don't think that people need to know. But I've also had a lot of ups, you know? It wasn't all bad. I know you can't really support him, like, on anywhere because he's not posting anything anywhere, like, right now or for the foreseeable future. But I think even just rooting him on in spirit, he will see it. Do you know why he'll see it? Because I will tell him, okay? I will tell him, I will show him that you guys are still supporting when he doesn't want to be, like, online or whatever. Obviously, I'll ask him first who wants to see, because I don't want to, like, randomly shove shit in his face, but I will make sure to tell him, because he deserves to know, dude. He deserves to know that people actually do care a lot. A hell of a lot. You know? And he's still loved, even with this, even with all the decisions he took, like, you know, even if some of them were pretty drastic, right? You know, like the VOD's immediately gone, all that stuff. Even if some of those were super drastic, people still do love him, you know? That's all. One last question. Does it bother him that we know about his YouTube channel? Oh. No. If anything, go support that one. And fucking check out his newest shit, bro. He uploaded something like 2 months ago. Fucking check that shit. Shit goes hard as fuck. But just don't expect anything, right? Just don't expect anything, because even though everyone would want him to come back and all that, right? I think don't shove it down his throat, you know? Let him at least savor some of the initial, yo, I'm finally taking my own steps, doing what I want, right? Like, let him do that, right? Okay, because I was usually mad nervous about checking out the past lives, and I was especially so for him. Dude, that's okay, man. Dude, it's not like the VTuber police are watching your internet access, and you type in like an X account, and then they're like, dun 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 dun, hey, put your hands up now! Were you looking at X VTuber fucking YouTube channels? Oh, that's 20 years in jail, buddy. I finally subbed and followed on my main after holding back for years. Bro, why are you guys holding back? What is this like guilt? You guys have like religious guilt, but for VTubers. It's like VTuber religious guilt. Bro, what? Just fucking follow people, dude. It's not that deep. Relax. Follow and sub to the people you care about. You don't need this guilt on you.